Hello everyone, so this is my first weather video in a couple weeks. I am home from Stony Brook, so now I have time to forecast and not worry about anything else that has to get done, which is really good because I like to forecast storms. In terms of this weekend's storm, I have been looking at the weather models for the last 4 hours, trying to figure them out, and I did accomplish a few things, but it's still very far out, and the models are really all over the place, and it's really hard to kind of come to a consensus on what's going to happen, especially this far out. But based on what I'm seeing, the models are supporting a weaker storm rather than a stronger storm, which means lighter precipitation for us over the weekend. So whether it be in the form of rain or snow, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. So if it does happen, it'll be light, and it will not be like heavy accumulating snow that will cause like travel delays and stuff. It'll be a nuisance, but I don't think it'll be that bad, at least based on what I'm seeing right now. So getting to it, this is the European model. Let's just go over this is the 500 millibar vorticity map. This shows disturbances in the atmosphere. So wherever you see deeper red, you usually have a storm associated with that. So if you take this piece of energy right over the central U.S. here, you have low pressure right over the central U.S., and that is the storm. Now, this is for tonight. This is the model run from tonight. So at 7 p.m. Monday, this low is here, and what's going to happen is this storm is going to move to the north and east. This is bringing us rain Tuesday night into Wednesday, tomorrow night into Wednesday. So this storm does play a role, though, because whenever you have a trough move through, that ushers in colder air. So we're just going to kind of move through this. These two pieces of energy will combine to make this a stronger storm. For northern New England, they could get some snow up here. I'll go over that in a minute. So they combine, you get a more potent trough. So this is tomorrow evening, and this is Wednesday evening. It's a little flat, but you can still see that this low is kind of closed off here. And right now, so it goes from down here, where my mouse is, it moves up and right across central New England. So since it goes north of us, obviously, whenever a low goes north of us, we get rain. So we will be getting rain from this. But the reason this plays a role is because on the backside of a trough, such as this, the winds rotate counterclockwise around low pressure and around a trough. So you get cold air coming in on the backside, and that would set the stage for a possible snowstorm. So before I get to that, though, on the northern side of this, across central and northern Maine and maybe northern parts of Vermont, for Tuesday night into Wednesday, I'm a little concerned that we could get a 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inches maybe of snow. So I'm not going to forecast that because that's not the area I concentrate on, but just keep in mind that that is possible. Some of the models are showing possible snow band in those areas for Tuesday into Wednesday, tomorrow. So this trough moves out. Okay, again, this is the Tuesday to Wednesday storm, and on the backside you have cold air coming in. And now, if we just go back one more step, you have energy coming in from the Pacific Ocean, and that is going to swing east. And right now, look at how it's consolidated right now. It's not strong, but at least it's together. If you go to the next model run, it's separated, and this is one of the reasons why the storm is not going to be that strong this weekend, it looks like. So if you move along here, again, it's consolidated, but again, it doesn't look that strong, you know? You really want to have some deeper red in here, and you want to have some of this further south. You have to have pieces of energy dipping into the south here, into this part, because this southern part is the part that's going to form the storm over the Gulf Coast. So if you don't have energy dropping down from this trough up here all the way down south, then your storm is not going to be strong. And that's the problem we're looking at. So, where this storm goes is highly dependent on where the energy is concentrated. So again, if it's concentrated further south, then the storm goes further south of us. If the energy is concentrated further north, then you have a weaker storm that will come north, but it just won't be that strong. On the other hand, if you do have energy concentrated in the south, but it's attached to the shortwave up here, it will be stronger and come north, and that brings us the snow. And that does not look likely right now. It looks like this energy is going to stay separate and concentrate further north. So see, look at this. You have energy down here over the Gulf states, and then in the next model run, it's all up over the Ohio Valley, and that's not where you want it, because down in the south here, this is where your storm is going to form, right over across southeast here. And because this trough is stronger in the north, this storm is a lot weaker, and there's barely any precipitation associated with it. It's very light. Okay, so right now we are on Saturday night. Now what you want to keep in mind is, even though this storm is all the way down in Florida, this trough is going to be swinging on through the northeast. So out ahead of this trough you will have upward motion. So there will be a band of precipitation out ahead of this Saturday night into Sunday. But the problem with this is this high, which delivered the not Arctic air. It's not cold enough to be Arctic air, but it is cold air in general. This is going to be moving to the north, so our supply of cold air is going to wane a little bit across the coast. Inland areas, I'm still confident that central New England, northern New England, and western New York, and maybe western Pennsylvania could get some light snow accumulation out of this trough moving through Saturday night into Sunday, as you get that band of precipitation. But along the coast, I am thinking it's going to be mainly rain. At nighttime, it could mix with snow, but even at this point, it's not going to be heavy. It's going to be light, because the energy, again, is concentrated to the northwest, not where the storm is forming. So with the trough in general, you will get a band of precipitation, but you're not getting a big coastal storm like I had hoped for. So let's go ahead one more, and again, see, now we're on Sunday night. This is not really like, I mean, again, the energy is concentrated in the north, but this is not really a strong system. So again, you get a band of precipitation out ahead of this, and then you have your storm forming along the Delmarva coast, and because all this energy is up here rather than down here where the storm is, your storm is weak. And so then that again is going to move up and out. Because the energy is actually concentrated further north, the storm itself does come up the coast. It does. Alright, here it is. It goes up the coast, like so. But because your high pressure is all the way up here, it's not back in here. There is really no definite source of cold air in place. So inland areas, you will probably see mainly some snow with this light snow, I'm thinking. I'm not really thinking any heavy snow. I wouldn't think any more than a couple of inches in most places from this. And along the coast, I'm thinking rain. This will be into Monday. So Saturday into Monday, the European projects 2 phases of precipitation. One with the trough itself coming through, and then one with the storm itself coming up the coast. And this was a hard concept for me to grasp, because I've never seen this before, so I don't even know if I got this right. But that's what I see with the European. This is the new situation. If we look at the old run, your energy, this is Saturday night, is concentrated further south, and this is the difference with the new run. In the new run, your energy is all the way up in the Ohio Valley. In the old run, it's all the way down across the Delmarva. But again, even though it's concentrated here, there's no attachment bringing this up to the north. So the storm goes east and does not bring us much again. And it's not as strong because there's no energy dropping down that strengthens this. So in both scenarios, we're not getting that much. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, I am not confident that we will get a big storm this upcoming weekend. I know it's early and I shouldn't write anything off, and I'm not writing it off, but I'm not very confident based on what we're seeing in the models that we will get a big storm this weekend. I'm more confident that we will get a weaker storm, and whether it's be rain or snow, it's going to be light. I really don't think there's going to be heavy precipitation associated with this storm. So that's the European model. The GFS, again, I'm not going to show it just for the sake of time because I don't want to make this video too long, but like the European, the GFS has the energy concentrated in the north, towards the Ohio Valley. So it has a weaker storm again, bringing precipitation up to the north, and again it's light. So nothing too significant. The Canadian model has actually been a little more aggressive with the energy. Again, for the sake of time, again the eWorld hasn't even updated this model run, which is really annoying because I can't show the vorticity map. But the general idea is that the Canadian model is further south with the energy. In fact, let me see if I can just show it. Hold on. I'll go to the particular model run that I'm talking frame that I'm talking about here. This is WeatherBell, by the way, very good website. I have a subscription. If you really like the weather and you like specific options to look at that the models project, then this is a perfect website. You have to subscribe. It's $20 a month. I highly recommend it. So anyway, this is the Canadian model, and we're going to look at. I'm sorry, I don't want to look at that yet. I want to look at vorticity. So we're looking at we're going to go to the 500 millibar vorticity again to show you where the energy is going to be. And if you take a look, it's south of here. In the European and the GFS, it's all up here on the new runs, which means that the low comes up to the north. Here, this energy is concentrated further to the south, and it comes east. It stays south of us and goes east, which means that we would have a better chance of snow. But again, all the models do not show a definite source of cold air, which is really important because if that happens, then we will probably mix with rain more likely than being all snow. So the Canadian model would be the most promising scenario if we want to get accumulating snow, maybe like 2 to 4, 3 to 6, but I'm not really confident in this right now at all. All the models are all over the place. So this is this weekend storm, and I've already said what I support. I support a weaker storm, lighter precip. If you're going to get snow, it's going to be north and west of the I-95, probably north of Connecticut, west of Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts, west of the coast. I'm thinking central to northern New England, maybe into western New York as the trough swings through on Saturday night into Sunday. That's with the other models. With the Canadian model, again, it would still be this upward area here because it would be too warm at the coast. So your best chance for any accumulating snow is probably north and west of the I-95 up into central and northern New England, in my opinion. So again, we're Tuesday. This is a Saturday into Monday storm. There's time for this to change, so it likely will change. So we won't write it off yet, but this is my current thinking. Now, I am excited about something though. I do like snow. I always want there to be big snowstorms. So you might be asking yourself, what is this nut possibly excited about if that storm is not going to happen? Or likely won't happen? Well, I'll tell you what I'm excited about. Alright, so if we go to the longer range European model here. So let's just go over here. This is our weekend storm, okay? And I don't have vorticity here, so I'm going to have to kind of navigate the high and low map to go over storms. Okay, but what you do have is you have another disturbance that is going to be coming across the center of the country here. This is next Tuesday right now. Tuesday night. So this is, I believe, December 23rd, if I'm correct. You have another disturbance that's coming across here. Okay, this is going to move to the north and east. So this is a low pressure. Go ahead one more frame. This trough moves on through, and we have, this is a pretty potent system. I do think there will be some heavy precip associated with it. It's just a matter of what type. And what I'm seeing is after our weekend storm moves through, I'm not really seeing a definite insurgence of cold air coming in after it. So my assumption is that this storm, which moves through on Christmas Eve next week, is probably going to be rain for us at the coast and maybe some snow up again in northern central New England. But my assumption is rain for here, and we could finish as snow, maybe, on Christmas. But not really confident in that yet. But why am I excited? That's the main question. Because whenever you have a trough move through, what do you get coming behind it? Arctic air. And let me tell you, looking at the long-range, medium-range European and the longer-range GFS, behind this system, we are getting a really significant shot of Arctic air. Like the strongest one we've had all winter, all year. Well, the first one of the winter that we've seen, because we haven't really seen an insurgence of Arctic air yet. But beginning Christmas and into the following week and into the New Year's, we are getting this really strong shot of Arctic air behind this trough here. So we are going to be pretty cold. Colder than we've been. We'll probably have highs in the 30s, lows in the teens and 20s throughout the week. And why does this insurgence of Arctic air make me excited? Because whenever you have an insurgence of Arctic air, you always look for storms to form. So if you move this along, again, so this trough is now moving out, and then here is your insurgence of Arctic air, right? And then what do you have on the west coast? You have another disturbance coming in. So if you look at the vorticity map, so this, again, this is Wednesday night. This is the Wednesday Christmas Eve storm that moves through. This trough delivers Arctic air behind it. And what do you have on the west coast? Look at this. You have more energy that's going to come in. It's going to come southward into the southwestern U.S. here. And then if it follows these streamlines correctly, then the disturbance will come, it will travel south and east into the southeast here, probably will form a storm, and it could come right up the coast, and since we just had an insurgence of Arctic air, this could end up being a snowstorm. Now, again, this is like 2 weeks out, so I am just completely spitballing here when I'm saying this, but this is the European model, so this is a threat that I guess I'll watch, but again, 2 weeks out, you can't really forecast when you're 2 weeks out with the models, but the basic idea here is when you get an insurgence of Arctic air, there will be threats for snow. So my point is, and this could be one of those threats, this would probably be the weekend after Christmas, like, so not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after. So almost 2 weeks from today, this could be a possible threat. So after Christmas, a couple days after Christmas. But the basic idea here is I'm pretty confident that between Christmas and New Year's and thereafter, we are going to start having increasing threats for snowstorms. So I'm really excited about that. And just to give you an idea of how cold this air mass is, we're going to go to the GFS, and we're going to look at temperatures. We're going to look at 850 millibar temperatures. Actually, I'd rather do it for the European. It looks better on the European. So we'll use the European out to 240. So if you go to 850 millibar temp, so this is the temperature in the lower atmosphere. So let's go to, so this is 210. So this is the day on Wednesday. Again, you have warm air in here, and at the same time you have a storm coming in, so you're going to get rain there. Then afterwards, take a look. If you just look at these maps, again, the purple is really cold temperatures in the mid to upper atmosphere, lower to mid atmosphere. Sorry, 850 millibars is low. If you look at this purple that comes in. It just comes in and it comes in and it comes in. So this tells me, first off, look, in the lower atmosphere, temperatures are -8 degrees Celsius. So this is the coldest that I've seen so far this winter. And this is by Thursday evening. So by Thursday evening, where we have an injection of Arctic air in place. If you want to go even further, we look at the GFS. And here we go. Eastern United States. Again, we'll take a look at the temperatures in the lower atmosphere. Alright, so we were at... This is Wednesday, so if you don't... Alright, so green and darker let's just look at this. Green and darker means you're below 0 degrees Celsius in the atmosphere. So here we are. This is Wednesday. Nothing too big. We are below 0. But if you notice the maps here, just so I don't have to keep clicking. So starting on Wednesday, you see all this blue? That's up to the north and west, and all this darker green? That's going to be moving south and east. So if you keep going here, look at this. It all comes to the south and east. So I hope this is kind of focused well. And eventually, this blue inundates us, and this is December 28th. And if you go back to the European model, the GFS doesn't have this threat on it, but if you go back to the European model, look. First off, look at this. This is a negative 20 degrees Celsius in the atmosphere. So this is like the most potent surge of Arctic air we will have so far. If you go back to the European model, again, that's a possible threat. It will definitely be cold enough. So that's why I'm excited for after Christmas and into New Year's. Okay? I think I have made my point clear enough. This video has been long enough. I hope you all understood. For those of you that are first-time watchers, I try my best to make it as clear as possible. Again, I'm an amateur at this, so I don't really do a good job probably, but I do my best. So again, in general, overall, I wouldn't worry too much about this weekend storm right now for snow, or like in terms of heavy precipitation. Next week's storm for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day we'll continue to watch, but right now I'm thinking that's mainly rain. And then thereafter, so after Christmas, that's when I would start worrying about increasing threats for snowstorms. So that, in summary, is my video. So thank you for watching. We'll continue to update. If the models change and this weekend storm starts to look stronger, I will definitely update. So thank you for watching and stay tuned.